All right, welcome to our latest video on the equation of a line y equals mx plus b. In this video, I'm going to walk you through creating the equation of a line from all the different combinations of unknowns for x, y, m, and b. Let's get started. All right, the equation of the line y equals mx plus b is what we call slope-intercept form of the line. M stands for slope. Think about mountain. Think about going up the hill, which gives you a positive slope, and think about coming down the hill, which is a negative slope. And b, that should be lowercase b, is the variable for the y-intercept. Now, for those of you who are unclear about that, the y-intercept is where the graph of the line crosses the y-axis. So that, in this case, would be our b. All right, let's start with the easiest case. So if we're making the equation y equals mx plus b, and we're given m, and we're given b, this is simply a substitution. So y equals 3x plus 4 is our equation. Now let's graph that. Let's put a dot at 4 as close as I can on this. And a slope of 3 means up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And then you connect the lines. So that's as easy as it is to come up with the equation and graph the line. All right, how do we come up with the equation of a line and the graph if we're given 2 points and the y-intercept? Well, let's start with the y-intercepts around here somewhere at -1. And how can we use the 2 points that we have to get the other information? Well, we know that we have y equals mx minus 1. That's our b part we've implemented. And now we have a point, 10, 10, and I'm going to use the stacking method. If you remember from class, the rules are stack, subtract, right over left. So the slope of this is 3 over 5. So the equation is y equals 3/5 x minus 1. Well, how do we graph this? Well, from -1 we go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 5. That's about there, and we connect it up. Of course, you'll do this with a ruler, and you'll do it with a bigger grid, but that gives you an idea of the equation. So here's the equation, and there's the graph. Notice the equation for this line has a positive slope, and this is in fact a positive slope with the line going up. All right, let's look at this case. Given 2 points, 2/5 and 8/17. Now, you may notice we don't have a b, so this is in fact a trickier case question where we have to find everything. So let's start with the slope. If we do stack 8/17 and 2/5, we have a 17 minus 5 is 12, 8 minus 2 is 6, 12 over 6 is 2. So all that we know our slope is 2 or slope is 2 over 1. So now we can plug in what we know is 2x plus b. And now we can pick either point. I like this point, so I'm going to put in 5 equals 2 times 2 plus b. So in this case, if we know 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus what is 5? Well, therefore b has to be 1. So now we have the equation y equals 2x plus 1. Now again, graph this. Start with your y-intercept of 1, go up 2 and over 1, and connect your lines. So now you have the equation and you have the graph. All right, this time you're giving an x-intercept of 4 and a b of 5. So let's plug in what we know, mx plus 5. Now, well, how can the x-intercept help us? Well, if I say x-intercept, you say exactly y equals 0. So we know this is the point for 0, so we can substitute in 0 for y and 4 for x, not m, and we're left with plus 5 for b. If we subtract 5 from both sides, we get minus 5 equals 4m, and m is equal to minus 5 over 4. Notice that's a fraction, and it has a negative slope. So the equation is y equals minus 5 over 4 x plus 5. Remember, no decimals. It's a bad habit to get into. So let's graph this. Let's start at 5. Let's go down 5 and over 4, about there, and connect these. And what do you notice about the line this time? Well, we saw that the slope was negative, and in fact our graph goes in a downward direction. So we have the right intercept, we have the right slope, and we're ready to go. Here's a case where I've given you an x-intercept and a y-intercept. So you can tackle this question in a couple of different ways. You can come up with your 2 points. So again, x-intercept means y is 0, and y-intercept means x is 0. So if you want to stack these and find the slope, you get the slope to be 3 over 4, which is easy enough. So you can put in y equals 3 over 4x plus b. Now, you could substitute in one of these points if you wanted to, but you know that a y-intercept of minus 3 is b. So now you have y equals 3/4 x minus 3. All right, let's graph that. Start at minus 3 for your y-intercept. Go up 3 and go across 4 and connect your line. Add your arrows. And now you have your equation and you have your graph. Positive slope, negative intercept. Good to go. All right, let's look at a case where we're given a slope of 2 and this time an x-intercept of 5. So let's fill in what we have. Y equals 2x plus b. Now we've talked about the x-intercept before, so if I say x-intercept, you say, you got it, y equals 0. So now we can plug in the point, 2 times 5 plus b. Now don't forget about order of operations, 2 times 5 is 10. So 10 plus what equals 0? Well, of course, b has to be minus 10. The equation is y equals 2x minus 10. So start with the y-intercept. Go up 2 over 1. Sorry, a little bit tricky on this one. Connect your lines, and now you have the equation 2x minus 10, which has a positive slope, a negative intercept, and we solve this using slope and x-intercept. All right, now that you know all the basics, here's 6 questions for you guys to try. Don't be afraid, some of these have fraction answers. So let's pause the video, let's take 5 minutes, solve these problems, and guess what? The answers are on the next screen. All right, let's check your work. Check for signs, check to make sure you have the right format, and now that you've done 6 questions, you can see which types of questions you need to work on. So give yourself a score out of 6 and see how you did. Great job, everybody.